Here's a little angle between Hercules, or as we knew him as Hercules Hernandez. He was called Hercules here, and Billy Jack, or Billy Jack Haynes. This was a couple of years after Billy Jack threatened to beat up Jim Crockett and was fired from Jim Crockett Promotions. And I really think if you go back and you take a look at the great strong men and the great physiques, Billy Jack Haynes had one of the great physiques ever in pro wrestling. Wouldn't you agree?
I would. Look at this backdrop. Two of the greatest of all time here, Mean Gene and Bobby the Brain.
It's full Nelson against this man, the mighty Hercules.
You know, it's the same old story, and it's just like thousands of years ago when I took these chains and I pulled down the pillars of Rome, and just like I made Atlas and Samson cower at my feet, Billy Jack Haynes, you're gonna feel the fear, you're gonna feel the wrath. We're gonna find out who the true master of the full Nelson is right here in the Pontiac Silverdome.
And get it right, it is Billy Jerk Haynes.
For the record, it is Billy Jack Haynes.
So I just want to be clear here. Hercules is thousands of years old. Like that's the real Greek god Hercules wrestling in the second match on WrestleMania.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. So just play along with it. Right.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I just thought, by the way, speaking of not being mad at it, would you fucking look at the way Billy Jack is dressed? This dude looks that's how Bad Money Slim would dress if he won the lottery.
You're right. But he's got the Billy Jack hat on, from the movie Billy Jack.
Have you seen this crazy fucker present day?
I have not.
Oh my God. I want you to just throw it in your Google machine. Billy Jack Haynes.
All right. I'm going to throw it in my Google machine as we're talking right here.
Maybe you should even type the year in. Type in like 2019.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see he's still alive. I'm happy for that.
Okay. He's not as crazy looking as I thought. A few years ago. Oh, there it is. So he's got like blonde hair, but a black beard. I mean, it is the craziest. A few years ago, he was putting out all these grandstand challenges on YouTube. I don't know if you saw that, but he's making these crazy claims about how he witnessed a murder and he wanted to challenge Steve Austin and just some really, really crazy shit.
Holy shit. I see it here. I can't believe that's really him.
Yeah.
Wow. And think of how he looked, man, back then. Wow. He just was.
Dude, I mean, right now, like some of these, like his pictures when he did a shoot with our video.
Yeah.
It looks like, Billy Ray Cyrus if he didn't have a famous daughter,
Oh, here's some headlines. Billy Jack Haynes claimed he witnessed unsolved murders in 1987.
See?
Yikes.
He saw a guy get murdered by the railroad tracks or something, and he tried to go viral with it. And I mean, people were really talking about it for a little bit, but then I see this video and I see this big jacked up dude, but he still got that same beard. That's like, wait a minute. Hang on now. What?
Wow.
Oh, Bruce told me a great story once on Something to Wrestle. He said that Hercules Hernandez went and talked to the CFO of, WWF at the time. And he was asking, Hercules was for a raise and how he could make more money. And he wasn't making enough money to live on. And, so he tries to, run through some of his expenses with him and just do a budget with him and just offer him some real financial advice. And the solution at the end was he asked for his credit cards, and the CFO just literally fucking cut them all up. And, he said, okay, that should fix it. And Herc nicknamed him Chainsaw after that, which I think is hilarious.
Would that have been Basil DeVito or Benny Morales, maybe? I don't know. One of those guys who worked in the front office for the WWE.
No, Sages was his last name.
Oh, yes. Yes, Sages. Doug Sages was his name.
Chainsaw Sages.
Yes. Chainsaw Sages. Billy Jack, by the way, a story about him. When he wrestled in Starrcade 85 against Wahoo McDaniel, and he wrestled him in the Omni. And of course, a couple of days later, that's when he and Jimmy Crockett had their falling out. I drove back from Atlanta to Charlotte, and Billy Jack Haynes rode with me. Just me and Billy Jack. And it was a very, very odd uncomfortable drive of 4 hours. And I never will forget, he would say, when I would ask him something, he would say, yes, sir, and no, sir, to me. And I just thought it was odd. And I asked him if he wanted to stop and get something to eat. He said no, he just wanted to stop and get a soda and a pack of nabs. And it was a very odd, he was very nice, very humble man. And then, of course, a couple of days later, he threatened to kick Jimmy Crockett's ass, and that was about it once he got the Starrcast, or the Starrcade payoff.
Is a pack of nabs a pack of crackers?
Yes, pack of nabs.
Okay.
You've never heard it called nabs?
No. I've heard of nabs, but I hadn't heard of nabs.
Nabs, yeah. Yeah, Lance made, toast cheese and some other ones, and they were called nabs, pack of nabs.
I'm just not familiar with the phrase, but I got it now. Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you for the lesson.
Okay, so when I ask for a pack of nabs, next time we're in like St. Louis, or even bring me a pack of nabs at Starrcast too, because I'm going to be working long and hard with you there. And I look forward to that as well. Herc, I knew Herc. Hercules wrestled, as I mentioned this on a previous podcast, and of course I knew Heenan as well, but Hercules wrestled as the Masked Assassin 2, and was really a friendly guy. I hate that Ray passed away and left us too soon, and was really and I don't know if he ever. Do you really think he ever got over? No, I don't either. But wasn't because he didn't try. He's a good kid. I think everybody liked him that I remember. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Shoot.
Who you probably know this because you studied more in the history of pro wrestling than I have. Who coined the phrase WrestleMania? Who came up with that moniker? Was it Vince?
Howard Finkel.
Howard Finkel did.
Yes.
Congratulations, Howard, on that. It has stood the test of time. And you know what a good thing, and I was looking up these matches and doing kind of a Google search on these matches. And with the exception of the Steamboat Randy Savage match, that is a legendary match that we're going to be covering here in a few moments, most of these matches were pretty short, which to me is good. And they don't have, and it's a 3-hour show, which to me is good compared to the, 15-hour show they have now at WrestleMania. So I thought the show was paced very, very well as well.
15-hour show, he says.
Well, it feels that way. My God, how long is WrestleMania now?
It's going to be 8 hours this time.
8 hours. And does that include the
that's pre-show and everything?
The pre-show? 8 hours. Well, it may be 8 hours, but damn it felt like 15.
It might be 7 and change, but you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying, but it's too long. Is what I'm getting at. I think it's too long. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Look at David Hebner. No, he's not giving up. Not giving up as of yet. Heenan was very good ringside to get the fans fired up. You know, he's, I guess we remember him as an announcer, but man, what a great manager Bobby Heenan was. Whoa, that's a hell of a spot, isn't it? Both going down at the same time. I enjoy that. Hell yeah.
Talk to me about WrestleMania 3 and how it was perceived down yonder. Down yonder?
Well, it was perceived as we got our ass kicked. That, I don't know if got our ass kicked is the right thing, but it was perceived as if we're really sucking hind tit now. Well, we couldn't do anything remotely close to this. Crockett's couldn't. Not even remotely close to it. With our biggest stars, with our biggest match, with our biggest hype, with our biggest machine, with the most money spent, we couldn't do anything remotely close to this. This showed the world that they were a national promotion, and we were still very much a regional promotion, even though we were on TBS. And they had stars, the crossover stars, which they had for the first two WrestleManias, I understand. And as part of being in the quote-unquote New York market, they had Jesse Ventura. And they had this look here, which was, oh, here we go. The full Nelson. Billy Jack was quite a star in Oregon for Don Owens, I guess, at one time. You familiar with that territory they had up there?
Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I was not a Oregon guy. I've seen tapes though, Piper and, his crazy promos and busting beer bottles over his head and all that silliness.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, during my tenure at Jim Crockett Promotions, when I finished up in baseball and started working for them full time, which would have been after the summer of '85, wow, Heenan, holy shit. When a promoter would call, a lot of times, for some reason, they would transfer him to my phone. So I had a chance to talk to Don Owens one time. It was a very enlightening call. And it may have been during this era, may have been during 87, 88. And Don had said, I said, so, Mr. Owens, how's things going? He said, not too good. He said, if business doesn't pick up, I'm going to have to start paying these guys in sides of beef because I can't afford to pay them anymore. And I just knew that the regional business was down. I talked to Vern Gagne one time, and he kept me on the phone a long time talking about his business. Wow, watch out. Is he allowed to do that? Isn't that a disqualification?
Of course it is. Did you just ask is he allowed to hit people in the face with a chain?
Well, no. Why didn't he throw the match out? He saw it, didn't he?
Well, I mean, he's backed him into the corner.
Yeah, but he hadn't thrown the match out. Something's wrong here.
He can't disqualify him.
Absolutely not. The match is officially over. Nelson with it again. Come on, Hebner, do something.
Okay, it is over.
Why don't you pay attention?
Well, he hasn't raised anybody's hand. I don't see him signal for the bell.
Well, because he's trying to stop the man from murdering the other man.
Well, come on. Ask for the bell. The bell is the bell. Got bell. You do call the bell. The double fingers up in the air. Bing, 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 bing.
Hang on. Are you suggesting that you know more about being a referee than the fucking Hebners right now?
No, I do not. I'm not suggesting that, but I suggest I've seen many referees call for the bell. I haven't seen him call for the bell. Call for the motherfucking bell.
Well.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. Oh my God. Oh, he's a crimson mask.
Second match on the show, and we're bleeding. What a different time. And
now he's got the full Nelson on him, and that was the idea. Full Nelson. No, fuck it. He beat him anyway.
Efren told me that he was going to try to put you in a full Nelson.
I had a feeling something like that was going to rear its ugly head.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to rear some ugly head.
Yeah.
He told me that what he was going to try to do was put you in a full Nelson and force your head down.
Mm-hmm. And so there, Hercules doesn't win.
By the way, one day I'm going to work a deal out with Ben Brown, the WWE archivist. I want one of these little carts.
What do you just to put it in the Conradison or to drive down through downtown Huntsville in it?
I would probably, use it to check the mail at the end of the road, take the trash up the hill.
That would be a wonderful video.
Dude, it would be tremendous though.
And they come in front of the house and there's Megan waiting with a cup of coffee.
What if at Starrcast 2?
Yeah.
I made my entrance to the stage on one of these WrestleMania cards.
I'm saying book it right now, man. What's the guy's name? Brown Eye?
Yeah, Brown Eye. Oh. But yeah, that's his email. It's browneye@wwe.com.
Sorry. I got mixed up. You were talking about Efren and I just wasn't sure.
So whenever I mention Efren, you think about Brown Eyes?
Well, I did right there. Not every time.